Good morning. So I'm looking at these hedges today, looking at giving them a bit of a trim back, especially the laurels here. They've grown in quite a lot. Now I did start this the other day just by cutting this section around here so you could get through, but then got distracted by damaged fences and other stuff. So this actually had a bit of a shock because when I cut it, it was in full sun and the stuff behind hadn't been exposed to the sunlight, so it's been scorched. So I'm probably going to have to do something to try and tidy that up because it's looking very bad with the bare ends. Hopefully the rest of this won't do that because it's not as bright today. So we've had 3 weeks of glorious sunshine and absolutely zero rain, and everything was suffering slightly because it got a bit dry. But over the weekend we've had some thunderstorms, everything's dampened down. Hasn't made it any cooler though. If anything, it's made it worse because it's now hot and humid as well, so it's a very sticky day. I've got plenty of water with me though, so plan is to just cut as much as I can and clear it by the end of the day. So today we are closed, which is brilliant because that means I'm not disturbing anyone apart from the neighbours just there with the noise of the hedge trimmer. And I can cut a big section without trying to cut a little section, clear it, cut a little section, clear it. I can just cut my whole way along and then clear it all after. So hopefully this should go a bit quicker than normal. So right, let's get you on the stand, and I think I'll start with the long hedge here and then move on to the laurels there. Well, that's the hedge cut. I always forget how heavy that hedge trimmer is. So my arms are going to be like jelly by the end of the day. But right, let's get on and rake this. So I don't know what was happening there with the hedge cutter. Between doing the previous hedge and this one, I had a quick look at the air filter because it's starting to feel a bit sluggish and smelling like it wasn't burning the fuel properly. So the filter had got blocked with leaves, the little tiny brown bits from the beach there. So I cleared that out, but now every time you rev it up to full, it seems to cut out on you. So I'm not sure quite what's happening there. I think I'll have to give it a bit more of a look. So I've had a bit of a play with the hedge trimmer. I don't really know what I'm doing with petrol engines, so I don't want to go too far with it. So there's two layers to the air filter. I initially cleaned the outer layer, so this time I checked and cleaned the inner layer, but it felt incredibly oily. So I've dried it off on a paper towel. I'm going to have to order some new filters because they shouldn't feel like that, I know that much. But what I'm thinking is the oil content in the fuel is too high, because you add a small amount of oil into the fuel to lubricate the engine as it's running. But I think where the fuel containers got so hot, some of the fuel has evaporated off, but the oil hasn't. So I thinned down the fuel just by adding more petrol into it, and tried it in the shed, and it seems to be working. So we'll give it another go on the hedge here and see how we get on. So there we go, that's me all done for today. So I did want to do the top of that, but I haven't got any access equipment or a long reach hedge trimmer, so I'm going to have to leave that. But yeah, I've got all the hedge down the side of the path here done. Got the 2 laurels down here done as well, so the path's nice and wide. There are a couple of dead patches in this hedgerow here, but they're actually there from a couple of years ago, because this laurel here used to look like that, and they had the top taken out of it. But before it had the top taken out, it was shading out the hedge on this side, and that was actually starting to die. So it's actually grown in surprisingly well, but that's why this section here is a little bit weird, because it used to be shaded out. But yeah, so it's warmed up a lot now. It's incredibly hot, so I'm going to go and find an excuse to go and jump in the lake. But yeah, I shall end the video here, and I shall see you later.